Welcome back to a brand new Clash Royale video, guys. My name is Patrick, aka Chief Pat, and today we're going to be checking out a brand new deck inside of Clash Royale. One of my favorite decks to watch, but I haven't really had a chance to play it too much just yet, and that's going to be the Graveyard Freeze deck, which pretty much is self-explanatory. You're going to be graveyarding the heck out of people's towers, freezing them right after, and you should be able to do work against them. So let's go ahead and try that out right now. So obviously I have the graveyard and the freeze. I've got the poison spell, which did get a 10% buff, as well as the ice golem, which is super good for tanking the tower. So pretty much what I can do, I can throw an ice golem in their face just like this, follow up with the graveyard spell, and that should be enough to get my push going. And then I have a freeze spell to counter in case he has archers and anything else that's crazy. Now I played my freeze as soon as he played that ice spirit. I was hoping he would play archers or something like that, but check out the damage. We actually get some pretty decent damage against the tower, dropping it all the way down to 1595. So very first push using the graveyard freeze deck, and it actually worked out pretty awesomely. Now that might not even be a word. I don't think awesomely is a word, but let's go ahead and continue onwards. This deck can get pretty awkward though with some of the cards you have inside of it. It's really hard to know what to play first sometimes when you have the poison spell, freeze spell, zap spell, and like I don't know, cannon or something like that, and no one has played anything on the map just yet. But let's go and play our archers against his lava hound. This one might be a little bit difficult to deal with, but I'll go ahead and make a push on the other side because, as you guys know, if you don't have a great defense to what they're playing just yet, just go ahead and pressure the other lane, and it's going to force them to respond. So I've got the ice golem plus the skeletons on the left-hand side. He's going to zap those down eventually. He's actually zapping or timing his zaps pretty well to where they're being annoying to deal with, but still we're sort of even right now as far as the right hand and left hand towers. And of course we had that very first push in the beginning of the game to take that first tower down to 1595. Now I might take a mega minion hit or two on this left hand side. Only one hit's going to go down on that tower right there, and let's go ahead and start with our archers again and see if he's going to start with another lava hound. Now there goes the lava hound again, and I sort of want to drop my ice golem in the graveyard immediately to try to make him pay, but let's go ahead and drop our ice golem now with that archer. Now I've got the graveyard in my hand, and this is just sort of awkward to where I'll poison the tombstone and then we can drop our graveyard. Now it's going to depend on what he plays to counter us. I do have the mega minion to help out against this lava hound, but instead I'm going to zap his minions to try to get some additional damage on that right hand tower, and this is where we're going to have to play some pretty crazy defense if we don't want to get destroyed. And check this out, he's actually using the graveyard as well. He's going to graveyard down our tower. We've got the we've got the archers helping out against the skeletons and the lava pups. With that mega minion right there, we're not going to be able to really do too much, and why don't we just go ahead and graveyard him back? This is a graveyard versus graveyard battle. In fact, I'm not even going to drop my poison or my freeze spell. I'm just going to poison and zap those minions right there. Towers all the way down to 500. In fact, now that we're in double elixir, I might as well freeze that tower to make sure we take it out. We're even Stevens going into the last 30 seconds, but he does have this lava hound deck, which is probably going to be a little bit more effective than the deck I'm running right here. Graveyard does get weak once you take down their first tower of the game, because then they have the king tower to help them out. But of course, with our freeze spell, we can freeze both towers at the same time and try to get some positive value, but we're going to have to hold up with a heck of a defense right here. And let's go ahead and get rid of with our archers. We've got the archers helping out against the skeletons, our mega minion as well. Those archers actually will die because the zap spell is going to help as well. We're just spamming ice golems to make sure his mega minion doesn't make his way to my tower just yet. And as the lava hound's about to explode, our mega minion should be able to help out, and another lava hound. Now a quick cannon will bring that lava hound to the center and hopefully go for our king tower, but with the minions running down the lane, another ice golem. We've literally been spamming ice golems this entire match. Ice golem plus the zap will kill those minions as well as those skeletons, and somehow, some way, we've only taken a couple hundred damage against our tower, and now we can finally start making our own push and hopefully be able to do some work against this guy. Now another graveyard spell plus a poison spell on both of those towers. I don't have my freeze spell, so this graveyard might not be the most effective. We did freeze the mega minion as well as the tower because we weren't able to get the king tower alongside it. Tower's dropping all the way down to the 700s right now, but we need another epic defense. So ice golem plus a cannon should be able to knock out some of these skeletons, as well as the minions are going to die from the ice golem's explosion. We're just hanging on by a thread right now. Any sort of mistake that we make could be what ends the game, and we're gonna have to freeze the lava pups plus the mega minion right here and hope that we're able to hold on as we drop our mega minion to make sure the tower doesn't get a hit off. Now this is where we get aggressive. Ice golem in the very center of his side of the map. Let's drop our graveyard as well. He's going to drop a tombstone. That's not going to be able to do too much as we zap down those minions. Freeze spell is going to go down as we don't really have, actually we have a couple of skeletons left. They're going to do work, bringing the tower to 49 HP, and with our poison spell taking away, woo! That was a ridiculous match right there against a fellow graveyard user. who just so happened to be using the Lava Hound. So insane game right there, and 4.5 minutes of graveyard action before the battle came to an end. Let's go ahead and get into our next battle right here and see if we can keep onwards with our graveyard and free spell. Now check this out. We're gonna drop a Mega Minion right in this face, and this guy's like, what are you doing? You're dropping a Mega Minion right while you have nothing to back it up. But check it out, free spell gonna go down just as the Fire Spirits were trying to kill my Mega Minion right there. Take a look at all of those skeletons. We've got the Zap spell getting some insane value right there, and that 1 HP Mega Minion, that 1 HP Mega Minion is gonna get like 3 hits off onto the Crown Tower and bring it down to 922. That is some positive value right there with that Mega Minion, just a sliver of HP making the difference inside of that trade. And now we've got a tower below 50% in the very first push of the game, and most people don't expect that free spell, guys. That's what's really cool about the free spell. It's one of those rare cards that people in general just won't expect. And let's go and protect against his Hog Rider as well as Mega Minion push. We've got our Ice Golem, we've got our archers and the cannon, and that's going to mean 0 damage against our tower, and we can go for another graveyard push. There goes the graveyard, there goes the Zap spell, even getting some value off on the tower right there. We're not really going to get too much done against the tower. We're going to get a couple of hits here and there, so this means he's probably going to have a pretty nasty counter push coming towards us, so we need to get ready for that Hog Rider, and there it is. So Hog Rider is down, Fire Spirits as well. We don't have anything for those Fire Spirits since we used our Zap. Let's drop our Mega Minion. Mega Minion will target the Hog Rider and make sure it doesn't do too much against us, and that means only the Ice Wizard and the guards to do damage. So all in all, not too bad, especially because he had such a massive counter push right there. And let's go ahead and take the Spear Goblin damage. I don't mind taking 2 elixir worth of damage onto my tower, just because he has a pretty decent elixir lead right now. So let's just go ahead and calm it down. I've got the poison spell, which does 250 damage over the course of 10 seconds. And let's split up our archers. Let's get ready for the next half of the game as we go into double elixir and to see what our opponent can do. Now at this point, I've got a choice. I can go for the right-hand side, or I can start on the left-hand side and try to do as much as I can, just assuming that I'm going to take out that right-hand tower. So let's drop a graveyard plus a poison spell on opposite sides. That's going to do work right now. Free spell going down onto the tower, and that means that Ice Wizard's just going to fend for itself. I've got the Zap spell to help out against the Spear Goblins. Look at those skeletons doing work against the tower. He's going to have to waste his Zap spell, and that tower took 700 damage right there. All in all, not too shabby, seeing as that other tower is so close to going down. Now the Ice Golem went to the wrong side. Lightning spell by itself is going to be interesting. He is going to get some decent damage, but that does put the elixir in our favor. Mega Minion graveyard push. You guys have been seeing this push all game right here. Poison spell to help out right now, and I feel like this should be the end of the tower. Plus we've got a Zap spell, just so much direct damage right there, plus the skeletons getting some headbutts in on the tower. 1 HP left, but it will crack in the very last poison tick. Cannon's going to go down onto the Hog Rider, plus a free spell to cap this one off and give us a 1 crown to 0 victory. So you guys can see there's not just one way to play this deck. You can use Archers plus Graveyard, you can use Ice Golem plus Graveyard, Mega Minion plus Graveyard. Every single thing can work as long as it's the right situation, and you just have the right opportunity to play that Graveyard spell. Let's go and hop into one more battle against Clan King right here, and to see what we can do to end up winning this game. Now I am going to drop my Zap spell on those Spear Goblins in the very beginning, and I'm a little bit worried about that because normally when people do something like that, they might be playing a bait deck. So this guy could have Skeleton Army, this guy could have Goblin Barrel, this guy could have all of those crazy cards. And as his Baby Dragon flap, look how fast that Baby Dragon is moving. Did they buff the Baby Dragon's move speed? It feels like it's going ridiculously fast. I'm going to have to drop my free spell to help out right there. I've got the Ice Golem plus the Mega Minion. Zap spell is going to help out against the Spear Goblins as well as the tower, and it's a Mega Minion versus a Baby Dragon right here, and it looks like the Mega Minion will win by 600 HP even after the nerfs. Imagine pre-nerfs, that tower would have been down to like 300 HP probably, and things are looking really good for us in the very beginning of the game. Now let's split up our archers, and we actually haven't really even done our graveyard just yet. We haven't showed him the true power of our deck. We did show the free spell, so he is a little bit worried about that right now, but we haven't showed the graveyard, so let's go ahead and bust it out right now after we do our cannon. Actually, no, we're gonna have to defend this other side. Not gonna be able to do the graveyard just yet because we don't want to take, or we don't want our tower going out, but now we can drop our graveyard spell, and this is the perfect opportunity for the Ice Golem to destroy or to explode. We've got the skeletons down, we've got the archers down. He's got the Spear Goblins, which are a decent counter to the graveyard spell, not the best. You would definitely rather have the regular archers, and we will even get some damage onto this King Tower right here to put a cherry on top of that very first tower going down. Now, a little bit of an awkward play right here. I only have archers to play right now, and he does have a fireball, so he can just fireball those down as soon as he wants to, but let's go ahead and see what he does. I've got the Ice Golem in my hand just in case he does anything crazy. Baby Dragon's gonna go down, so let's make sure that our Ice Golem is far away from our archers. And as we get ready, I don't have anything else to play but our poison spell, so I'm just going to have to play that. He's got a mini P.E.K.K.A, which is strange. And now we're just going to have to hold on for the last minute of the game, maybe be able to take out that left-hand tower. And let's see what we can do, even though he has that Hog Rider primed and ready to go. All right, Mega Minion and Archers are down. Graveyard's going down as well. He's got the Fire Spirits trying to hold on right there. I probably should have dropped my Zap spell, but there goes the Zap onto both towers as well as the Spear Goblins. And look at this tower. This tower is going from 2,000 HP all the way to 0 so quickly right there with the Graveyard spell, and nothing he can do about it. Cannon's going to go down on the Hog Rider. A nice prediction Fireball from him, but all in all, it's really not going to matter too much. Even if this tower does go down, that second tower is already down for him, and with 20 seconds left in the battle, it's all about that third crown. Let's drop our Graveyard spell. Let's freeze down the Inferno and the King Tower. I've got the Zap spell ready for those Spear Goblins, which inevitably are going to pop up right there. Fireballing down the Graveyard, one of the yeah, definitely one of those plays where you just know the game is over. And as those skeletons beat down onto the tower, we're trying as much as possible to get that third crown, but it looks like we're just going to be a couple of seconds short, and that is going to be the end of the battle. So a really fun deck, guys. This deck is ridiculously fun. It, of course, is dangerous. I don't think this is one of the best decks in the game by any means, but it's a fun deck to play, and one that's so satisfying when you get a perfect Graveyard spell down. So if you guys do have the Graveyard, go ahead and try this deck out. This deck has 4 spells inside of it: the Graveyard, the Zap, the Freeze, and the Poison spell. Not too many times you can say that. Only 3 troops with the Ice Golem Archers and the Mega Minion, and of course the Cannon on defense. And yeah, that is going to do it for this deck. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you drop that like button. Do you have any decks you want me to play? You can, of course, drop them in the comment section below, or send me a tweet on Twitter at ChiefPat with the deck that you've been playing and having success with. Let me know. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.